Thank you again for tuning in today to our Spotlight series for July 2020 Virtual Art Hop. We are diving into a conversation with Yolonda Lavender from Soul Artistry and have just had a great time talking with her today and talking about the community and the visual arts as well as representation. So Yolanda, when we're talking about some of these gaps of representation when looking at artists of color and specifically here in this community, one of my questions is, do you think here in Kalamazoo, right, are we giving the space, the time, and the financial value to these artists? And if not, why? Or where do we think the root of that really comes from? And we can kind of like, there's a lot of, you know, like history there, but give us a little bit about some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so the answer to that question is definitely no. So I am a native of Kalamazoo, have, you know, been in this community since I was born. Again, as an artist, having friends, family members, loved ones who are also in the arts and have navigated different mediums and forms of artistry in this community. My experience has been that the answer to that is no. It is the reason, again, why the Black Arts and Cultural Center is in existence, to specifically provide those opportunities to Black artists. Again, so Artistry wanting to really provide opportunities to marginalized artists, which includes Black artists, artists of color, artists from the LGBTQA community, you know, all of that, any groups that are marginalized, specifically providing that opportunity. And so I think what needs to happen is that systems have to be dismantled. It's bigger than, you know, just the arts or having a platform or being given a grant or, you know, whatever it might be. There are systems that definitely have to be dismantled because groups have been marginalized in specific ways. And so the remedy to that, the solution, is that there has to be specific answers as a result of those ills that have been done. And so I think definitely providing finances to organizations, again, like the Black Arts and Cultural Center, in a way that is sustainable, because, you know, I can't even imagine or think of this community without an organization like the Black Arts and Cultural Center, where, you know, where would artists go to be able to have those opportunities that are specifically for them? And so I think that, you know, there has to be financial support behind that. But then also when you talk about the space, it has to be one that is safe for artists to feel like they can be there and thrive and fully, you know, present themselves
and no
as
matter
who
where
they
they're
are.
coming from too, right? No matter what level of, you know, like you said, you know, before is, and I'll reiterate again, is, you know, we have artists and folks that are coming in, this is their first gallery show. This is, you know, so we need to provide a space where you come in, you don't feel like you have to have everything together because it is a learning experience. I agree.
And walking alongside artists in that regard and recognizing that, also, you know, dealing with censorship of artists' work and, you know, who decides, you know, what can be in a certain space and how do those conversations happen. So I think all of those things are definitely important when you talk about, you know, time, space, finances, specifically in regard to those groups that otherwise wouldn't have those chances.
And environment, right? Environment is so crucial.
Very
and
important.
And I feel like, you know, on a personal level too, for me, I have completely been just so thankful for those platforms and those spaces like the BACC. I mean, coming from a person of color, there is something said when you get to walk down a hallway and know this is where I'm going because I know what I'm getting. And, you know, no matter what shape, color, form, whatever, that I'm coming into this space, that there are things within that space that are also provided as resources to me. and talking about the Black Arts and Cultural Center, the shea butter, the soaps, the T-shirts, the incense. I mean, all these things I think we really do need to think about within our spaces, in our community. And I think when people go into, Soul Artistry and they get to see they're provided that. They're provided the opportunity to learn.
Yes.
And Yolanda, I really agree with your point about, not everybody is learns the same. Not everybody, everyone needs kind of different things.
Absolutely.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
We just need to actually do it, right? We just need to recognize it and actually put it out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that point about emerging artists and meeting them where they are. I think that's so important and not something that we often see specifically with the visual art. So absolutely.
Definitely. And speaking of visual art too, once again, everyone, be sure to continue to look at our page on Facebook for Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo, because as we do these discussions with Yolonda Lavender, we're also going to be showing some of visual artwork from Soul Artistry so that you have the chance, if you hadn't had the chance in the community, to come out and see some of these artists and their work. We'll be posting it on our page. So please stay tuned and definitely make sure that you're here for our next conversation.